AI color grading has transformed so much. Can you imagine you can train your own AI personal assistant right now? You can hire someone that lives together with you, always in your software, understand how you grade, understand your taste, and deliver the result in just 2 clicks. A lot of people are asking, how do we train? So today I'm going to show you a very detailed breakdown on PFA Color Suite 17.2. How exactly are the steps and function of each toolkit so you know exactly how to move and change and nail a good grade. And from there, just click AI training and it's there living inside your system to understand how you grade. So let's take a look. So we have 5 shots here. So I'm going to do a very simple demo here. Just go through the AI engine, CinePulse AI, perform correction, done. Guys, I'm satisfied with the result. It's absolutely insane. I can lower the correction accuracy to increase the exposure and increase the saturation accuracy, boost the saturation. So from lot to rest of 9 in 1 click. That's insane. Same other shots, 1 click, done. The other shot, I can lower the correction, increase the saturation accuracy, same, it's like the same steps. Same for this shot. For if it's too bright, I can just perform correction with a higher saturation accuracy, and I can go down to correction log to lower the log exposure. So what happened behind the correction log group, right, is when you click on the CinePulse perform correction, it will call out all the correction logarithm, correction exposure, white balance group together to perform a correction. And it means every single thing on our toolkit is customizable. So I can customize the exposure, I can fine tune everything. That's the power of our toolkit. Same thing, perform correction. And once I'm done with correction, next stage is color grading, right? We also have an AI color grading step where you can perform your AI training, it generate look, it will filter through all the parts. I only have 1 AI training sample here. I can change the film look intensity. Just 1 click, it will filter through all past options and work I have done. So you can nail the taste. Similarly for here, I can just generate look at how and it has done to the image. Same thing for other shots. Click generate look, it can generate phenomenal results, and it's based on the training I have provided in the past. And same for here, and same for next shot. Of course, now we're back to stage 1. What if I want to train it myself? How do I do it? So it's gonna be a little bit of technical, so just stay with me and watch till the end. It will be very rewarding for you. At least you through the systematic flow, you know how a professional colorist. By right, you usually will take 15-20 notes in 1 note, 1 panel, you can solve everything. So let's do it. We perform correction, nail the perfect lower the correction accuracy, increase the saturation accuracy, we nail the base. I can skip the entire correction group right now. Next, we go to film contrast engine. So we have altogether contrast engine, color engine, mixer engine, and texture engine. And look at the texture we have added in 17.1. That's insane. It's almost double the entries from what we have in the past. But today, not on the texture. That itself worth 1 entire episode. Okay, so we go to correction engine. We skip correction engine, go straight to contrast engine. In here, we can manipulate the blue contrast as well. We can nail the green contrast. These steps is helping to do the channel level of contrast. So whereas no matter how much you push, you won't introduce any noise. It brings out the sensor level color information in the most naturalistic way. Next, we can go to film tonal curve. This is where you can turn on the curve overlay, you can increase the black point, increase the shadow softness, you can get the milky gray in the shadow. That exactly is the film texture we are talking about. So in this, if you do this step right at the start, less work for you to do in the color density step. So every single systematic flow on the UI and UX all makes sense. Next, we can go to scopes. Let's turn on all the I just need the RGB parade and vector scope. So as we guide along, we know how important and powerful our toolkit is. Okay, next we can go to once we're done with contrast engine, film tonal curve is you want different treatment of shadow, midtone, and highlights. For example, they share the same curve system. You can split the hue and then you can rotate the hue so that you can add different kind of shadow treatment, middle treatment to the everywhere you want. So I'm not using this in this case, so I can just simply turn it off. I'm not very interested in this. Next, for color engine here, this is where we have color swap, color density, color extraction, and color density. Color swap works in the way where you can swap colors so easily. For example, I can turn on all masks. I can see where exactly the yellow is. I can expand the range, and I can go to the yellow mask, expand the range, and tell the software, hey, DaVinci, these are all the yellow colors actually. It's not as so little as you think. Then afterwards, I can adjust the yellow hue to manipulate how orange or how red I want the yellow to be. So that's the power we are talking about here. Okay, cyan, absolutely zero information. Shadow, absolutely no information. Red, there's a little bit of red, so we can increase the red range. So tell the software where exactly the colors are, so it's easier for them to understand. So same for color density, but take note of this. Color swap, when you increase the global saturation, look at what happens. It actually bring up the brightness and luminance of the pixels. So this is what we're talking about is additive saturations. It's actually brightening the pixel, but it's not filmic. Why? Because in films, as more colors exist in the dye, it blocks more light. So in this case, we need color density. Color density works in a totally different way. So it increases density by reducing the value. Just look at this. When I reduce the global density, look at how the vector scope is being stretched. So it's adding more saturation. But look at the luminance. It's lowering luminance. This is Beer-Lambert law. This is the physics level of film. Sometimes you are envy of other people. I use the same camera, same lens. Why the color looks so dense, but my color looks so cheap? This is the answer. Color density is fundamentally using the physics of Beer-Lambert law. More color will block more light. So actually you will darken the pixel. That's how you get the denseness in the color. Same thing here. I can go down to individual channel, turn on the mask system. I can deepen the yellow or deepen the green. I can do whatever I want. So you look here, just this one single tap before and after. We add so much color depth to the image. And that's crazy and insane, right? So this is belonging to the color engine. So every single thing, naming, UI, everything is very systematic. For color extraction, basically, you want to isolate certain color in the scene. For example, I want to isolate yellow. In this case, I'm not going to isolate any color here. So I'm not going to talk about color extraction. Color scheme is very important. You can turn on show skin tone map. Make sure your skin fall within the orange. Orange means it's perfectly aligned with the skin tone line on the vector scope. So what you need to do, you just need to turn on the scope, adjust your skin hue, make sure your skin is 99% covered by orange. That means your skin is naturally on the skin tone line, aligned with the vector scope. It's the most accurate way to get your skin tone right. Next, you just need to use the skin density to control how fair or how deep is your skin. No matter how crazy is your grade, you always cannot compromise on the skin. Our eyes are so tuned to identify skin errors. Nail your perfect grade means nail your perfect skin as well. We go to Mixer Engine. This has the film Glaze tool, which is something I use almost every single project right now. You know, for film stocks, you have that sheen and that wetness and the oily kind of texture to it. This is the physics replication of that. So what you can do, increase the wetness volume, increase the creamy depth. Instantly, you get the pop and punch. Look at just that one single adjustment. It brings so much vitality to the image and clarity to the image. That's insane, right? Next, we go to Film Mixer. This is also another tool I'm very proud of. For people who are asking, if I'm not using log, I'm shooting 8-bit, very big low bit rate, Film Mixer is always your answer. No matter what, it won't introduce any single noise to image because it's channel math. It's RGB cross-talking. So you have seen 9 RGB outputs here, have the default we created for you, iconic Hollywood palettes. Teal and orange, look at what happens. When I increase the teal and orange palette, you will massage. You see, originally our vector scope is pretty spread out. Our color distribution is spread out. Once you increase the range of the teal and orange, it will reshape the entire vector scope to form a teal and orange line. That is the palette right away we are talking about. Look at how instantly everything shifts. Same for teal and pink. If I increase teal and pink, look, it's very subtly different from teal and orange in just certain hue and angle, but it makes a huge difference. So I prefer actually teal and pink here by half stop. Magenta and green will reverse in the other direction. But no matter what you see, we have skin protection here. You can increase to the max, you can reduce it, then it will be the normal kind of normalized mixer, which is very off. When you increase skin protection to the max, it will only deviate anything that is non-skin. So that's the power of the engineering and the system, and the coding here is so complex and has never been accomplished by anyone. Next, for the remixer of the 9 groups, actually it's very easy to understand. Look at the 6 grids. These are the zones that you shouldn't clip in any professional broadcast standard. This is a Rec 709 standards. So what you need to do is very simple. You can use the rate outputs. For example, you need to ask what you want. If I want more magenta, how do I achieve it with the sliders? Look at what's opposite magenta. Green. Oh, so I reduce green, I will pull everything to magenta. Yes, that's how color mixing works. So I reduce green, sorry, too much. Use the hover over the number so it's more gradual. Look at how when I lower the value, see how the green in the image is being massaged to magenta. And no matter how crazy you push, it won't introduce any noise. So depending on what kind of taste you want to have. So same thing, cyan. I want more cyan in the scene. How? Look at red. Okay, opposite red is cyan. So by reducing red in the opposite direction, the red will be remixed into cyan. And look at what's happening here. Just by a tiny little bit of massaging, look at the before and after. We have reshaped the story we are telling. But of course, not all the time we need it. So I'm going to turn it off here. Next, film separation. Once you get the palette, it's very important that you need to make sure it meets the broadcast standard. So what we need to do is, sometimes it's over pushed. Is stretching the color and saturation in the vectors in the opposite directions. For example, red and cyan axis. So I increase red and cyan. Look at how it stretch everything along the red and cyan axis. If I lower it, it will lower it. Same for magenta and green. It will expand and you will reshape your curve and look at how we introduce green to the image just by introducing magenta and green stretch here. So this helps to recover details that previously lost in your color grading process. That's absolutely crazy. So for film printer lights, professional knows if I turn off shadow production and skin production, this works like a traditional film printer lights. If I increase red, the whole parade of red channel will move, improve green. But you know, printer light is so underutilized. It's always used just to balance the shots, especially in DaVinci Resolve. But we added skin protection and skin shadow protection here. So when you turn on the mask, it becomes a 3D mapping, as good as depth map. So what you can do here, now we can create isolated color injection. Guys, you know what this means? It means previously colors that is not recorded and light on set by the gaffer, you can add it in post. This is insane. And for example, now I want a vintage vibe. Let's see, okay? So film separation, let me reduce the magenta green. I feel it's a bit too much. Okay, I'm gonna increase the green, increase the yellow. See how that instantly changed the mood of the story. The vintage vibe instantly came out. And you look at the production mask, it's only an isolated treatment. So that's what we're talking about. Precision, isolation, creative looks in any way you want. Once you have done this, okay, we can go to AI engine now. Let's go to CinePulse AI. We can register as AI training. Now we have 2 samples. So now I can go to the next shot. Just great. It will filter through the past options that have done. Actually, pretty much it nails this. And we can go through the same system. It will go through the same kind of palettes and looks. And yeah, it just create based on my understanding. And they will nail the taste and preference for me right away. That's absolutely stunning, right? Look at how beautiful and gorgeous this is. So this kills all your creative burdens. But if you want precise management, you can go to preset manager. Name it as a preset 260828-1. Oh, sorry, wrong place. Current preset, save it. Next, go to the next shot, just copy it, load, just copy it, load. Now I'm going to prove to you how well 32-bit float math works. Look at how well the same grade stays throughout this whole timeline. The punchiness, the color, every single thing. For the next shot, same thing. Let's try, I'm not guaranteed. Oh, but it's stunning. It's very nice. But of course, it's getting a bit too dark. We just need to go to correction log, increase the log exposure, and we are done. So look at the before and after. This is what we have done manually. And this is the preset working across all. That's insane, right? Even though different shot, different space, the 32-bit float math will execute the execution and the grading exactly in the same way. And that's what we're talking about. This is the future of color grading. Okay, that's all for this episode. 17.1 of PFA Color Suite will release exactly in 3 days' time on 1st September. That means you won't enjoy the 57% off through the promo code 1026 in just 3 days. So please treasure this opportunity. If you download the free trial now, you can access it. It's 13.3. We always release one version behind. So this month it will be 15.2 when you buy the lifetime license. You can access in your dashboard on 1st September and download the latest 17.1 version. And the preset manager, that's the crazy part. It works not only in DaVinci, it works across Final Cut, Premiere Pro, After Effects, in Mac and Windows. That's crazy, right? Okay, that's all for this episode. My name is Nash, Bachelor of Ambition. I shall see you in the next one.